Let's get to Giannis versus LaMelo from last night.
Game of the night.
It was the game of the night, other than the national championship game.
No, what? That's
all right.
football.
Well, Giannis versus LaMelo, visiting the Charlotte Hornets. LaMelo starts cooking.
And look, at the end of the day, this combination of Terry Rozier and LaMelo Ball is starting to look more and more deadly. He's doing it on every level. He's getting everyone involved, scoring points at a high level.
Well, and Melo tied a career-high 16 points in the third quarter, but then Giannis doing what he does all the way to the rack.
Just being a grown man. At the end of the day, we already know that there's a superstar on that court, and his name is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Absolutely. Going up. Fouled, heads to the free throw line. So he had a whole lot of practice of the boos and the chants, taking a deep breath during the playoffs, but can't quite get it to fall. Wesley Matthews
has been huge for them. I'm telling you, I love their two-guard lineup that they have brewing. But LaMelo, that's what he does, a little floater, high off. Oh, going against Wesley. Sorry, old fella. Dropping it down. What? Why are you looking at my face? Because I call him an old fella. He is.
Well, and it forced the Bucks to have to take a little bit of a timeout. So last possession of the game, Giannis drives, kicks it out to Pat Connaughton, falls out of bounds, can't quite get it.
That's the old Bucks. That's the old Bucks. Let's not do that anymore.
Pat rubbing his head. The Hornets, they pull out a win. And so the natural question coming out of this now as we welcome in 2008 NBA champ Kendrick Perkins. Perk, how soon until you are ready to call LaMelo Ball a superstar?
Well, welcome to the party. I mean, I said this before he was drafted. I thought the Knicks should have drafted him. I thought he had superstardom written all over him. Here's the thing. He's already a superstar in his own right. And I understand that people want to say, well, he got to accomplish more. He got to get to the All-Star game. He has to win the MVP. All that, yeah, I get all that. But when you look at what LaMelo Ball does and how he affects the game of basketball, that's one thing. But look at those stands. Look at those people in those seats. That's another thing. Ooh. And it wasn't because Giannis came into town. It's like that every single night in Charlotte. And so when I'm listening to these kids, because I'm in the AAU world now, and they talking about LaMelo Ball, those are the same kids that on school nights when LaMelo Ball comes into town on road games, they said, hey, Daddy, Mama, I promise you I'm going to get up and not be tired. Please take me to the game tonight. That is superstar. When you selling out arenas and you putting butts in the seats and kids are mimicking you, that is a true definition of being a superstar. He's already reaching it right now in front of our very own eyes.
Now, again, Malika, you don't have to tee me up on this one again.
Oh, yeah, I was like, you were already ready to go.
I was, sometimes you're listening and sometimes you're waiting for someone to finish. In this case, I was waiting for someone to finish. Thank you for finishing, Perk. At the end of the day, he is an absolute star. Superstar, there are very few. Understand, the game of basketball, the NBA, when you have a superstar, you are transcendent on sports. You are Magic Johnson. You are Larry Bird. You are Michael Jordan. To say superstar, there's probably only about 4 or 5 superstars in this game. Now, is he headed that direction? Rookie of the year. Like, we've followed his story pretty much like LeBron James since he was 14, 15 years old. Yes, he is a star. He is going to be an all-star this year. If they keep going, he's on his way towards All-NBA. But superstardom is a little bit different. There's very few people that ever reach superstardom in this game.
Well, let me ask you a question, Mr. Richard Jefferson.
Please.
Name me your young superstars in the NBA right now.
But you said young superstars. You said young superstars.
No, matter of fact, name me your superstars that are in the NBA right now and give me the criteria of being a superstar.
Well, I want to jump in here
for
1 second.
Get him, Malika.
I do think that superstardom is a little bit subjective here, and there's a concoction, there's a potion, right? There is the on-court ability to affect a game. Then you can factor in what you're saying, butts and seats, marketability, etc. And we have had this conversation so many times in our newsroom, in breaks, all this. I can't believe I'm saying this, Perk. I kind of agree with Richard. There are only about 5 superstars in the league that are just plain superstars. They are transcendent. They have earned it. There is nothing they can do to let it go. I think there are other players who have been superstars in the past. I think there are players who could be superstars in the future, but the LeBrons, the Giannis's, that's what I'm looking at. The Steph Curry's,
yes,
bona fide superstar, no question about it.
Until people that don't know basketball at all know his name, that's when you become a superstar.
Okay, well, we do have, right?
So y'all,
We're gaining up on him today. We should be nicer.
No, because listen, here's the thing that I got over
Kevin Durant,
both of you
superstar.
guys, okay? I am in AAU gyms every single weekend
heard.
with over 300 to 500 kids. And guess what? A name that comes up every single time somebody walks up to me is LaMelo Ball. So that's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Like, I understand where y'all coming from, but when I think of a household name, every kid in America loves LaMelo Ball. And right now, he's at the point where you could call him a superstar.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.